What's happening, people? Dan Lawless here, West Ham Fan TV. I'm joined here with Louis from 100% Chelsea. How's it going, mate?
Mate, it's good. It's good. I haven't seen you for a while now. What, it's been December was the last time I saw you?
Yes, not since...
About 21st?
Yeah.
Absolutely killed me. Killed Scott even more. Scott ended up in an ambulance. Good,
yeah,
good night.
We'll definitely do another video about that, maybe on my other channel. So do check that out. Yeah, well, I've just said other channel. I ain't said what that channel is. But we'll slip it. Mate. We'll slip it in there. Before I get in, this video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app lets you get up to date with all the stats, news, and scores. Download the link in the description below. So.
Another very good plug.
Yeah.
I don't have a brand deal from OneFootball, unfortunately. I can't help you with that.
If you're watching OneFootball,
you know where I am.
So, right, let's look towards Monday.
Yes.
Right, Monday night football.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced we're going to get the win. I'm not convinced that we're going to be this like dominant force, which everyone's expecting. I think a lot of people sit there going, "Oh, batter West Ham. It's only West Ham." Yeah, I think people are forgetting that you guys are in the race for European football as well. You got a good side.
We've just tripped over our own feet last weekend.
I mean, that
race.
That is the West Ham way, isn't it?
Yeah, I get so annoyed every time I think about it. It's like 5 times we've had the opportunity to go 7th, and 5 times we have put in some of the worst performances in a West Ham shirt. Not even had shots on goal. So, listen, I think we're just lucky that if we win this, it wouldn't propel us to 7th. So that's where you should worry about.
Okay.
Because 7th isn't in our grasp now. So now we might just actually turn up for the game.
You were never going to overtake Wolves. Let's be honest. Wolves are an absolutely unreal team this season.
No, yeah. I mean, that's why I always said I can't see it. However, Wolves, we're still in the FA Cup and they've got Watford to play. So Watford and Wolves have got to play each other. So I thought that if we could get a bit of momentum, that could be our little shining sort of light of hope,
Okay.
But we can't even rely on ourselves, let alone rely on other teams. So, but every time I ever see you, whether it's with us or other channels, it doesn't seem like you're ever convinced of a Chelsea win.
No.
You'd be in the conference by now. If you're convinced, right?
No, listen, with me, it's kind of a case of I'm just a natural glass half empty type of guy. And to be honest, the way I'm looking at Chelsea at the minute, we're not amazing, and I think it's the first time ever I'm going to be sitting there going, I think, well, not the first time ever, but I think more people will be agreeing with me rather than disagreeing.
I don't even know, I don't know where to start with Chelsea, because look, I'm grumbling about West Ham, but you guys are, like, off the field, are an absolute mess right now.
Yeah.
Everything that's going on. I suppose on the field, obviously less of a mess than us, but I mean, you're inconsistent at the moment, but there's the whole Sarri stuff, and like, there's the whole Cardiff game. Look at the Cardiff game. All the Sarri out chance.
I mean, that's been going since Bournemouth away. That was early February. For me, I'm sat on the fence with Sarri. I'm not going to sit here and say Sarri in or Sarri out. I'm not going to get involved in this politics that's going on Chelsea Twitter at the minute, where everyone's just going for each other's throats and you can't seem to have an opinion without pissing someone off, which is ridiculous, quite frankly.
Yeah, happens at West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I understand why he's been brought to the club, but the problem is I've had to read between the lines. Chelsea haven't gone, he's here to implement philosophy, he's going to be here for a while, we're going to back him, blah, blah, blah. It's been, Sarri's here, philosophy, change football, yay. And then everyone's going, okay, well, how long is it going to take? What are we going to do about it? What's this? What's that? And it's kind of a case of there's no transparency at Chelsea. There never has been for the past decade, I'd say. But the issue is, over the past decade, we haven't had to worry about a transition in terms of football players as well as style. I think also we've had for like 15 years, we had this back line or this spine of Czech, Terry, Drogba, Lampard, Ashley Cole. You had a decade of this old guard, which would, basically be able to propel us forward. And you wouldn't have to worry about who the manager is, because you knew that these were guys that would do the best for the shirt. Now we don't have that. We don't have people that fight for the shirt as much, I feel. And I just feel that's modern football anyway. I think there's a difference in culture of players now. I think for me, I sit on the fence with the whole thing. Like, I want to see this new style of football. That's why he's here. People were banging on about how boring the football was to watch last year. Okay, you've now got a guy who wants to play exciting football, but you can't do that in one season. You can't change it straight away. So
exactly, Pellegrini.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of a case of, look, for me, this season, I didn't expect us to do anything. I expected us to basically challenge for top four, which is what we're doing. I expected us to get to at least the semi-finals of the Europa League. I expected us to, try and get to a decent place with trophies. And Sarri's done all of that with a squad which, quite frankly, isn't the best. I mean, out of the top six, it's the sixth best squad in the league. People talk about us winning the league a couple of years ago. Look, that was a miracle. That was through some great tactics from a superb manager who got the best out of the team that he had. And now, the season afterwards, we saw, we kind of fell back to reality. He wasn't back to the market, which I think was another big problem with Chelsea. But then obviously now we've got this new manager who is potentially facing a transfer ban and is trying to build a squad. But on top of that, the positive out of all of this is there are some fantastic youth players coming through. The likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi. Obviously there's a talk of Bayern and all of that, but for the same token, he is right now a Chelsea player. He loves playing for Chelsea. You can see that. He got his first Premier League start in the last game against Brighton. There are 3 players marking him. Kind of tells you the type of player he is, how important he is for Chelsea.
Do you know what I've been saying? That this transfer ban, it could either be Chelsea's complete doom, or it could be one of the best things that ever happened to you guys, and the fact that you're forced to play youth. And then, you find these gems that when now they finally get an opportunity. I mean, I think it's sort of like with Hazard now, you've got this transfer ban. He's got 1 year left on his deal. Do you think that you'll be able to sort of stop him leaving, say, no, mate, you can't leave. We've got a transfer ban. You're going to have to stay.
I mean, we shouldn't have to let him have to say that. I personally, if I was in charge, if Hazard said to me, look, I want to go, I'd take the money. I'd go, all right, fine, thank you very much. He's been at Chelsea for 7 years. I think people seem to forget that. He's been here a long time.
Could you afford to let him go if you can't bring her in a replacement?
Look, I think it's a case of if you had to do it, yes, it's one step back, but it's one step back to potentially make 2 steps forward. I think, to be honest, Chelsea they're not up there as an elite club anymore, and I think a lot of people seem to forget that. And I think personally, dropping down to that second tier, almost of normality, could be the springboard for Chelsea to rebuild. And I think it's what would push Roman to invest more money. I think it would push the board to have a change up and actually, really focus on what they need to do with Chelsea. Because right now it's profit driven. There's nothing to do with the football. They're basically saying to Sarri, right, here your players, off you go. And he's there going, well, what do you expect me to do? Marcus Alonso at left back, like, great wing back for Chelsea. Superb player, has done everything he can for us. Maximum respect for him, but he can't play there. He's not good enough. Willian, not good enough. Pedro, too old. What else we got? You've got the likes of, I don't know, Giroud, great player, but he's not going to win you a league title. Obviously, Higuain's on loan. Then you've got Morata, Batshuayi. Look, there are some players in and around Chelsea where I think there definitely does need to be a loadout. I mean, Zappacosta being another one. But for me, it's kind of a case of, you're saying you'll find these gems. There are some fantastic players we have out on loan. Yeah. Reece James, for me, could be our James Milner. We have a player in Kante who's a professional and consummate and does everything he needs to do. But Reece James for Wigan at the minute, and I know it's Wigan, I know it's the Championship, but to make that step up, and sorry, keen on making him do that. The guy's played right back, left back, centre back, right midfield, DM. He can play anywhere, and he does a great job of it. And he's a young guy, and he wants to play for Chelsea. And I think you got the likes of him. You come in. You've got the likes of Jada Silva. You've got the likes of Mason Mount. Batshuayi I've already mentioned. We've got some great little players out there, and I think obviously we're not going to compete. I think if with this transfer ban, we have to remember it's only a year. It's 2 windows.
It just dawned on me. You absolutely cannot afford to sack Sarri. If you imagine sacking Sarri, who's actually had a full season with these players, and now expecting a new manager to come in, not being able to sign any players, and having to basically start from scratch. Surely it's just mental to even consider.
This is why when people say we should just sack him and bring in Steve Holland as an interim or whatever, I'm there going, yeah, it's all well and good, but what are you going to do after Steve Holland? There's no one else out there. They're saying just bring in Frank Lampard. Yeah, Frank Lampard would be a great option for Chelsea. Not in the mess it's in right now. Yeah. He'd come in. It'd be like leaving the school.
Setting him up to fail.
Exactly. It'd be like leaving a schoolboy in a war zone. What's he going to do? It's like a scout. What's he going to do? Scout's honour, not going to worry about it. He'll just get on with it. No, he needs backing. What Chelsea needs, they need a director of football. They need a board which are going to invest the money correctly and leave the footballing side to those guys. Leave it. If they come in because the problem Chelsea have at the minute, they come in with a short list of players, and Marina and the board always go for number 3 and number 4. They never go for the first target, which means, for me, it shows there's a lack of ambition. It slipped in after we won the Champions League. Roman's achieved what he wanted to. But at the same time, I can't 100% blame Roman. He's invested $1 billion in the country in terms of revenue. He's not allowed in. He can't be as hands-on as he used to be. But the problem is the person who's left to do it in Marina, fantastic businesswoman, fantastic knows for a bargain and dealing with the money side of it. But he's leaving it to her, Bruce Buck, and the rest of the board to pick the players for the team, and then go to the manager or the head coach, I should say. He's not a manager; he's a head coach. To go, right, off there you go. That's what you got. Deal with it. And he's there going, okay, you want me to implement this new style of football with the players that I have? He can't do it. He can't.
See, this is what I don't want to get drawn in at West Ham. And when people talk about letting Pellegrini go, and there's been little rumours and stuff which are obviously absolute bollocks, but it's the whole managerial merry-go-round stuff. I don't want West Ham. We're coming close to that because obviously we had Sam for quite a while. Then obviously Bilic, then Moyes for a short period, then Pellegrini. If you get drawn in that, you never get a chance to get that stability.
Yeah.
And, sometimes it has worked for you guys. It's worked for Watford. It's not working for West Ham. The whole changing managers. So yeah, I mean, I hear you, and I think you guys need that, especially a new style, and you need that stability. Looking back at the game, then, is there a player that really sort of worries you at West Ham?
Quite a few. I think when you went through the starting 11, I was looking at that front five, to be honest, and going, "Fuck, that's not going to be good." I think Arnautovic is, he's one of the most underrated centre forwards in the league. Obviously, there was a whole debate about him and Wilfred Zaha, two completely different players, if I'm honest. But I think, for me, Zaha's a winger, and Arnie is an old school proper centre forward, which I would have loved to have had at Chelsea. He's got that nasty streak in him.
Yeah, he's a bastard.
He is. And that's the thing. You need a bastard. You need a guy that thinks he's better. He's a hot shot mentality, but he's also a massive prick.
Yeah.
Arnautovic's quality. Felipe Anderson, I don't know how you got him. How? Because this was a guy that was linked with the likes of Manchester United, with us, with Spurs, with Liverpool, with these big clubs a couple of years ago, and then he's turned up at West Ham. I'm not saying you're not a massive club, but you're not exactly those the big boys. But he's a fantastic signing. Snodgrass, extremely underrated player. If he turns up, he turns up. Lanzini, same goes for him. Look, I think one player that I really do want to touch on is Declan Rice. Yeah. Absolutely phenomenal. Again, I am not the type of guy who I love watching great football. I love it. It's nice to see these guys which passing the ball around really silky, all these skill moves, scoring these amazing goals. I love defenders. I love watching a proper tackle and guys that read the game. I like watching the stuff from players that people don't see. That's why I love Giroud so much. I think Giroud again is a player. He links play it really well, and Declan Rice is the same. Declan Rice makes a crunching tackle and moves the ball forward. Yeah. And he's very technical as well. If you need him to go up the pitch, he can do that as well. He can play centre half if you really need him to. He's a fantastic little player. And for such a young guy, I mean, put it this way, Declan Rice is 2 years younger than me, I think. 2 or 3 years younger than me. He's phenomenal. He's honestly someone who I think you get overrun in midfield. That's where the battle's going to be. It'll be Declan Rice and Jorginho. It'll be Kante versus Obiang. It'll be, Loftus-Cheek versus...
Kante versus Obiang.
Yeah,
Jesus,
we don't know who's going to win that. But I think, to be honest, if you mark Jorginho out of this game, Chelsea don't work.
Yeah.
So I think Declan Rice could be a really important factor in this game. And to be honest, if we did have a transfer ban, there are a couple of players I'd love to sign for Chelsea. I would love to have signed Ben Chilwell at left back, and I would love to have brought back Declan Rice at Chelsea. Declan Rice, he wouldn't be a starter, but he'd be someone who would be a massive part of the squad, an absolutely phenomenal talent.
Yeah. I know you don't do score predictions, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
Okay.
Give me a score prediction.
2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea.
I think we'll edge it.
I love that he starts off. Yeah, I'm not convinced we'll win this one at the end. 2-1 Chelsea.
I'm going to back my team. It's either going to be a draw, or it'll be a really shit game like it was at your place. 0-0, just bleh. Or it'll be a game which is really tight and well fought and well contested. And I think we'll come out winners in the end. I think, to be honest, we have to win every game to the end of the season to try and consider our position for top 4. And if we don't do that, then we're not going to get it. It's as simple as that.
All right, mate. Well, hopefully we'll see a Lewis rant after the game.
I don't think you will somehow. I don't think you will, unfortunately.
Let's see. We'll see, mate. So, but yeah, thanks for coming on outside your manner. Obviously, it's always good to link up with Louis. Always have a good laugh.
We do.
Like I said, and as much as you had your little dig on your channel about the whole doing the chilly thing, 14-year-old thing.
I ain't doing it.
Listen,
Bruv, I ain't doing it.
What have you done on your Louis Life with Louis channel, whatever the flip is?
Not a lot for quite
Yeah,
a while because I've been quite
exactly.
busy. But I mean, there is going to be stuff coming back, but I'm not going to be doing chili challenges. So I'll be doing funny shit because that's what I'm good at.
Yeah, but it's not like, anyway, in defence, it's not like we decided, oh, we're going to do a chili challenge.
Yeah,
I got this bottle for Christmas. I got it for Christmas and I tried it and I said, nah, them two have to try it now.
Okay, so make them try it.
I did make them try it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's not, yeah.
Cool. How'd it go?
Yeah.
Good.
But people like, yeah.
Good content?
Good content.
Oh,
But
cool.
people like
There
to
you
see
go
you suffer, so that's even better content.
Yeah, people love
We've
seeing-
got to follow up the steel chair shot with pure agonising pain.
Yeah, you can fuck right off. I ain't doing it. It's as simple as that.
All right.
I don't care. People can call me a pussy all they want. I mean, you are what you eat.
Wow. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Link in the description of Louis' channel.
Vote for
Check
us in
out.
the FBAs.
Vote for them in the FBAs. We haven't decided to go for the FBAs this year. I might do a video on that on my other channel. I might talk about that. I'll see, maybe. But we're not going for it this year. But yeah, good luck to you.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Hope you guys win it. So yeah, best of luck, mate. One thing left to say, come on, you irons.
Nice.